There's also a finger seal. If you need a seal for casting incantations, you can get an early one here. I almost am debating on buying this armor set because I know that it can get me to 51 poise. I'm debating on this one just to get to that 51 poise. Right now we're at 46. We are not wearing a helmet though. I feel like I should state that. So maybe with a helmet we'd be able to. But that is the Twin Maiden husks right there. Kind Gentleman says, I must have some crazy balance of not fall over during that emote. I know it, right? It was insane. It's mockery. The mockery holds me up, especially with all that armor and weapon. Yeah, right? All that armor and these weapons here. So now if we come in here, we're going to meet our first ever blacksmith. And you guys should recognize this blacksmith. He is actually... if you look behind him, you can actually see that there's a chain, and he's actually chained there. He's a misbegotten. So we've already encountered misbegotten before, and as you guys know from what we talked about yesterday, misbegotten are essentially slaves. They're considered to be impure, wretched creatures because they've had direct contact with the crucible, which is what the Erdtree was before it was the Erdtree. And because of Queen Marika and her new religion called the Golden Order, she basically tries to push out anything that would oppose it, which includes the Crucible, which was the Erdtree before it became the Golden Erdtree that we see in the sky nowadays. So these misbegotten have essentially had direct contact with the Crucible, and they come from the time of the Crucible. But yeah, they've been enslaved, and this is a very special misbegotten because he can do some crafting for us.
You're a new face. No matter, it's all the same. Lay out your arms. Let's get smithing.
Let's get smithing. And this is Master Hugh is his name. He can strengthen your armaments. He can also duplicate our Ashes of War as well. So if you have an Ash of War that you want on both, like you're holding two weapons, you want it on both weapons, you can duplicate that Ash of War and put it on two weapons. We can actually ask him about the chains on his leg. Let's do that.
I see you've noticed the chains. Nothing special. I'm a prisoner and these are my chains. I'm trapped by the hold. I'm dying, smithing for you fools. That's all there is to it.
Okay, you're a prisoner?
No, don't read too much into it. Well, no grudge against you. My being a prisoner is no fault of yours. Besides, I don't mind smithing. Despite my differences, the weapons get stronger all the same. Given time, technique never fails.
Never fails.
Besides, it helps me forget the sheer terror of her.
The sheer terror of her, he says. The sheer terror of her. All right, we'll leave that at that. So we can strengthen our weapons even more if we want to, because we have 10 smithing stone 2s. I think we might take our bloody daggers up one more for each one. Yeah, I think that works. So now they're both at +5. We can bring one up to +6. I think that's good. I think that's good for now. All right, Master Hugh has been met. Now there is one more NPC that we need to meet here, and she is in here, and this is Fia. Fia's a special type of character. We'll let her explain all that.
Greetings, great champion called by grace. I am Fia. Circumstances have compelled my stay at the Round Table Hold. Great champion, would you allow me to hold you? But briefly, perhaps you might share with me some of your lively vigor and your stout-heartedness.
I will share.
Doing so will grant me the warmth of a champion.
I'll
and
share
you,
all kinds.
I am sure, will bear a Baldakin's blessing. Do you think it vulgar, perhaps? Where I come from, it is a sacred act.
I'm definitely going to let her hold me. I'll share all kind of stout-heartedness with her.
Ah, my thanks, great champion.
So you let her hold her and let her hold you. And this is the first part of her quest line, essentially.
You are Very warm.
So are you. And we get a new item. It's called a Boldiclin Blessing. We'll actually read this, and I'll explain some stuff about this here in a minute.
What you felt light up inside you was a Baldikin's blessing. Though it is but a fleeting thing, I am afraid. Come back to me, should you require another. I will take you in my arms as often as you need.
No! Kind gentleman says, wow, at least take me out to dinner first. Hell no! This is pre-dinner. This is the warm-up for dinner. We're gonna be eating out today. Sorry. My bad.
I am pleased to see you again.
My bad.
Would you like me to hold you once more? The blessing is still aflame in your breast, dear. Would you like to be held? Regardless?
Yes, you want to let her hold you again, and once you let her hold you again,
come closer.
We should have the option to speak with her in secret. And she will divulge a little bit of her story to you right here.
You are so very warm.
And talk in secret.
I was known as a deathbed companion. Where I come from, after I received the warmth and lively vigor from a number of champions, I lay with the remains of an exalted noble. To grant him another chance at life, to do so is the purpose of my being. But before I could bear the noble into new life, I was awakened by the guidance of grace and chased from my birthplace. Pray, be kind. Despite all that, I still wish to be a deathbed companion. So please, let me hold you like this, as often as it takes. Then good day to you, my dear.
So, you heard her correctly. She's a deathbed companion, in which they hold champions, and if we actually look at the Boldiclin Blessing, this kind of gives you, I feel like it gives me an idea of exactly what's happening. It says, a favor bestowed on a deathbed, or on a deathbed by a deathbed companion. Protection from a hidden temple in guise of a bedchamber. Use FP to temporarily boost poise. The favor allows one to forget any aches and pains. In death, there is only peace. For in death, there can be no sensation. So you can actually look over on the right-hand side of our screen. You can actually see our HP is at 518. If you use this, you will see that if we go back in here and look, our health is now, we got more poise. It does give you more poise when you use it, but it is a limited time. But you can see that basically she removed, when that was in our inventory, we had one less health. You can see at the top of the screen, there's a little bit of health gone. I believe it's 10% of your health. Is that what it is? Yeah, we're at 519 of 547 now. So it essentially lowers your health by, is it 10%, something like that, or 1% or some shit like that. And essentially what she's doing is taking a little bit of your lively vigor, and she uses it to bring somebody else back to life after they die, usually an exalted nobleman, like she said. So you want to make sure that you actually talk with her. You get that secret, talk in secret conversation with her, and then you're pretty much done with her.
I am pleased to see you again. Would you like me to hold you?
And if you want the Boldiclin Blessing, you can always come back and let her hold you. Just to make sure, let's let her hold us again. I don't think there's any more dialogue, but I want to make sure.
Now, come closer.
So we will get the Boldiclin's Blessing again, by the way. And I'm pretty sure we won't have any more extra dialogue.
You are so very warm.
So there's our Boldiclin Blessing.
Good day to you,
and that's it.
Dear.
And that's it. So that is as far as we can take her quest for right now, but it is a good start, and she is a major NPC throughout the entire game, almost all the way to the very end. And she actually, through her, you can get one of the 7 possible endings to the game. So we're going to go back into our inventory. We'll use up that Boldiclin blessing. There we go. And over here, there is a mirror in her room as well. You can apply cosmetics. This, you can come in here and actually change the way that you look if you wish to. So we could come in here. We could take our mask off if we wanted to. Let's say load some of our other favorites. If we wanted to go with, here's our mask one. Let's take this one. You know what? Let's go flabby sauce. Let's go old sauce. Let's go Father Time sauce. Let's change ourselves into a woman. Doesn't matter. Whatever you want to do. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. We're going to change to flabby sauce. Let's do our beard too. Give me new beard things. Facial hair. I want, let's go with this one. Not too long, not too short. Nailed it. First try. Look at us. Look at me. Those flabby tits. Beautiful. No, I don't want to. Then finalize cosmetics. Boom. There we go. We're in. Oh, yeah. Look at those piercing blue eyes. You love me. You know it. All right. So that is pretty much everybody that is here in Round Table Hold that you need to talk to when you first come here. There is one more thing that you can do if you so choose to, and you have the Stone Sword keys. If you go past Master Hugh here, around the corner, there is an imp statue. It requires one Stone Sword key. We have 4 of them, so let's go ahead and use one here. And in here, there is a few items that you can snatch up. One right here. And this is the Crepus's Black Key crossbow and some Black Key bolts. We can actually go in here and look at this. Where's the crossbows at? Right here. It says Black Crossbow featuring a long stock used for sniping. It has a very long range. Weapon of Crepus, who served the 2 fingers from the shadows of the Round Table Hold, or from the Round Table, as the head confessor. Its skill is kick. We've already read about kick, but there you go. That is that. And let's check out the bolts real fast as well. The bolts say, bolts used in Crepus's Black Key crossbow, an assassin's tool of exquisite craftsmanship. The intricate spiral tip bores deep, injecting scarlet rot far into the flesh of its targets. We got to be able to craft these. We got to be able to craft these, son of a bitch. Long stock serving 2 fingers. Kind of odd, says Mirko. Wait a minute. What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh, 2 fingers. Gotcha. Let's go ahead. You'll need 2 more Stone Sword keys if you want to open up the next door. We're just going to go ahead and do it now. We lack what we need. We are short on, I thought maybe we only had 3. We might have only had 3 Stone Sword keys. Yeah, nope. We need 1 more Stone Sword key. 1 more. We've been using them up like mad. The good news is, Mirko says exactly. LOL. Exactly what I was talking about. The 2 fingers. Good news is they sell them over here. Some Stone Sword keys for 3,000 a piece. You can also buy one from Patches. He's selling them for 5 grand. They have them for 4 grand. I'm sorry, 4 grand. We would need 1 more. Let's go ahead and buy it. Should we? Should we buy it? Right now we have 2 level ups. We have 2 full level ups right now. That means we could get our arcane to 13 or raise our vigor more as well. I think going so hard into strength off the start was really bad, if I'm going to be honest. It's probably a real bad move on our part. Let's do... Ah, to hell with it. Who cares? Who cares? I don't care. You care? I don't care. I don't... Shit. You only got 1 level up now. All right, let's go ahead and go back down there. We'll go ahead and open that door and see what's behind that. And open! Or not. Ram this in your forehead, you little shit. And in here, there is another chest for us to open. And inside of this is the Assassin's Prayer Book. Assassin's Prayer Book, you say? That should be a key item. And there it is right there. So much like we found a scroll which was used to acquire new sorceries. We have to find a learned sorcerer, and if we give a learned sorcerer this, we can actually learn new sorceries that they might not have been able to teach us before. It's the same way with the Assassin's Prayer Book, but this one's for incantations. It says a prayer book of the Round Table holds assassins. It can be given to a learned cleric to gain access to the following incantations: Assassin's Approach and Darkness. Ooh, those sound pretty dope. Just so happens upstairs we do have a learned cleric in that one guy. God, I always forget his name. Shit. He has a really long quest line as well too. Like, you'll be with this guy right to the end of the game as well. I always want to say Caden, but I know that's not it.
Further study of incantations, is it? I can happily spare the time and applaud your enthusiasm.
Applaud your enthusiasm. Corin, that's what it is. I don't know why I always want to call him Caden. It's Brother Corin, and you can say, give prayer book, and we can actually give him Assassin's Prayer Book. My suggestion is not to give him the Assassin's Prayer Book, instead to hold on to these, because there is an NPC in the future that we're going to be able to talk to that we can give both prayer books and scrolls to. So whoever you give this item to, essentially that'll be the only place that you can buy those incantations or sorceries from. So if you give, let's say Corin here, if I could give him this prayer book, I could never learn that unless Corin was here, or I was able to find Corin or wherever he might be. So I would always have to go to Corin to learn it, which can become a problem if you get them spread out all over the place and you don't know where they're at. So I always choose to give it to the same person every single time on all my playthroughs. Unfortunately, we won't be able to talk to that person for quite a while, so.
May the Golden Order shine through you.
Now, if I was to buy those right away from them, it wouldn't matter because, I mean, obviously I'd be buying them right now. I wouldn't need to buy them from anybody else. So that is something to keep in mind as well. I'll look right in your fucking face, Corin. Get right in my, you want to get right in my face? Look in those eyes, Corin. Look at me when I'm talking to you. All right, and essentially we are now done here in Round Table Hold. So if we can sit down at the site of grace here as well. I want to go in here and on. We have how many? We only have one blood incantation. I kind of want to try and, you know what? Let's just take off Ground Slam because I don't like Ground Slam anymore. We have another one that's for. Oh wait, no, that's only for. Yeah, it's only for what do you call it? Spears and swords and hammers. I was gonna say we have another one that we can use to make it heavy. Eventually, we're going to find another whetstone that we can use to make weapons heavy already. But essentially, we're all done here. Now we can go ahead and fast travel all the way back up here to the Morgott the Fell Omen. And now Morgott, you know, obviously was an odd-looking NPC there or boss fight there. And he's what is known as an omen. So that's why it says Morgott the Fell Omen. Basically, he's an omen. He is one of two children that were sort of cast aside by Marika. I was gonna say by Marika, not America, Marika. They were basically cast aside, but they are one of twin sons that she has. Both of them cast aside because they were omen. They essentially, if you are omen, you're much like a misbegotten. It's said that you've had, you're somehow influenced by the Crucible. And again, the Crucible sort of conflicts with Queen Marika's new faith, the Golden Order. So she cast them aside essentially. Her and her husband, they probably would have been killed. To be honest, most omen that are born have their horns and everything like that cut off of them. And then they usually die in the process most of the time. Any that don't die are stuck in the sewers underneath the big city, the golden city that we're going to be going to a little bit later on in the playthrough. But yeah, that is that's actually a big character right there, Morgott. All right, so let's go ahead and start making our way through Stormvale Castle, as now we've officially made it. We've made it. We've done it. We're in Stormvale Castle. And right away when we get up here, there's going to be a site of grace for us to go and snag up. And if we go over to the side here, There is an item here. Furl Calling Finger Remedy. We've already read about those. There's another one of those. And if we make our way off the side over here, there's another item right here. Fire Grease. We've already read about Fire Grease as well. And you can see that there are some more items on the other side over there, but there is one Trina's Lily right on the side. And essentially now we can go ahead and make our way back up. But you can't make your way up that way. You actually have to make your way through the hole in the side of the wall here. And then we'll walk around back up to the stairs and make our way back up. So one thing that you keep in mind, and I want to bring everyone's attention to, 21 days, Rachetti? Welcome. What's up, Rachetti? How are you? It's good to see you. Been following for 21 days already. Said, hello, I won't be able to join your streams this week. I got my finals coming up, but maybe I'll pop in just to say hi. Rachetti, I understand. Don't worry about it. Life first, stream second, as always. But Rachetti, it's good to see you. Good to see you, buddy. So one thing I do want to bring to everyone's attention as we make our way through Stormvale Castle is that there's a lot of, it almost looks like it was besieged upon. And a lot of people, I wouldn't, so you can see like holes and stuff in the wall. And I wouldn't blame anybody for feeling like, oh, there must have been, this place was attacked or something like that. And while there was a battle that took place that in the taking of this castle, that isn't what these holes and stuff are meant to represent. Instead, I want you to sort of think about them as cancer. Think about these as cancer or like the spread of something. Keep that in mind as we make our way through, and I'll explain more. I'll delve further into that as we get further along in the castle here. But if we approach the actual gate here, the gate is actually locked. You can't get beyond it. If we go in the side here,
you there? Come over here, would you?
There's a nice NPC here. Super nice guy, let me tell you. Awesome dude. We can speak to him, and he's going to offer us up some options.
You're Tarnished, aren't you?
I am.
I would advise against taking the main gate into the castle. It's tightly guarded by hardened old hands. Oh, try the opening right here. The guards don't know about it. You'll breach the castle undetected.
Very well. So you can tell him, no, I'll use the main gate, and he'll actually open the main gate for you if you want, and you can try your luck that way. If you want to sort of continue his little quest line, though, you can continue it either way, but there's more added stuff to this quest line if you go with very well. So we're going to go very well, and we're actually going to see him again in the very near future.
Yes, that's the spirit. You're just the kind of Tarnished that I like. I pray for your success.
Seems like a real nice fellow, doesn't he?
Use that opening to breach the castle. The guards haven't a clue about it. You'll slip right inside undetected.
Undetected. Okay.
Yes, that's the spirit.
So now he's basically repeating himself. And we're going to be seeing more of him. And I kind of don't want to spoil what's happening here. But you can obviously, he's a little off. The guy's a little bit off. But if we use this out here, there's an item right here. One golden rune one right there. And also a summoning pool if you want to call somebody in to help you. But you can see that if you look at the opening, you can actually see there's almost like roots and stuff that are growing out of all of the opening and all along the walls. This sort of ties back into what I was saying about almost look at a lot of this more like it's cancer or like growth spreading rather than like it was besieged upon by something. All right, so we're going to make our way along. I think actually in this spot, we might end up going back with the spear and the, let's go, the partisan and the shield. We're overloaded. We're fat as shit, is what I was just told. You're so fat, is what I was just told. Literally, look at, we can't even walk. We can't run. I can't even dodge roll. That was my dodge roll. I can't dodge roll because I'm fat. So that's out of the question. We're going to have to take some clothes off. Let's take some stuff off. We're still heavy. We have to remove all of our clothes in order to back to naked. Now look at that flabby ass. Oh, man, that's great. That's so good. All right. So that's not going to work. It's all good, though. We'll go back to our daggers. No biggie. We need that dagger right there. Then we'll put back on our clothes. Put your clothes on, asshole. Look at how many Godric Soldier's Greaves we have. These are better against magic, fire, lightning, and holy. Immunity, focus. How do those look? How do they look on me? I like them all pointy-toed. So a new enemy that we're going to encounter are Stormhawks. Stormhawks are assholes. You'll see why in a minute. And essentially, what has happened with Stormhawks is they've been grafted. If you look at its legs, it's actually had its feet cut off. And in place of its feet, it's been grafted with swords. And we can get a flight pinion, and I do believe there's something else you can get from too, I do believe. But they are going to be everywhere here. You can see there's one right there. There's also one on the ground down in front of it. There's another one over there as well, and one up in the tree up above them that we can't actually lock onto. Let's see if we can't. Can we jump attack this one? Gotcha, bitch. One dead. Ow. Clicking. Get down! Ow! They hurt so bad. A real blessing to fight, let me tell you. These things are a real blessing to fight. We're one drink down already. And with this one, we're going to try and just... There's two up there in the tree, by the way. Nice to know. Can we... Ah, to hell with it. Let's go. Ow, I'm dead. Yep. I knew it. I knew it right away. As soon as I... Oh, we forgot to level up, too. Shit. I almost think the two partisans might be the best way to roll here. Just because it's easier to hit them in the air. I already had hit the combo and was queued up, and I was just stuck there swinging while I knew they were going to attack me. I knew it. What if we went with two partisans here? Will that make us overweight? I'm guessing it's going to. We're already heavy with one, let alone two. Without our surcoat, we go down. What if I take my pants off? Nice. Nailed it. First try. Just take your pants off. Everything will be fine if you just take your pants off. Granted, we are more susceptible to damage now, by the way. But we have much higher reach. Let's skip these ones right here so that we take less damage, obviously. And we need to get to our runes. That's number one, most important. Whoa. I don't know what we hit there, but it wasn't good. Let's do this. What? Ow. There we go. Now we got all the little bastards out of the way. Yeah, so real awesome. They get more fun the further we get along in this castle, by the way. Item on the ground, a smithing stone 3, our first ever smithing stone 3. We gotta check it out. It says stone used to smith a variety of armaments. A particularly hard specimen strengthens armaments up to +9. Smithing stone is found throughout the lands between, in mining galleries between, or built to excavate it can be found everywhere. So it's the same way. You need 1 to go up to +7. 8 is 2. Wait, no. Is it 2? 4? And then no, 1. I can't remember. You need a lot of them. You need a fucking bunch of them is what I'm saying. If we come over to the side over here, we can actually see that there is a site of grace right here.